My name, if you don't know me, is Ryan Stewman. I'm the president and CEO of Closer Capital, where we help entrepreneurs like you gain access to the capital you need in order to grow and scale your business. We have a massive arsenal of financial products, from SBA to lines of credit, working capital, private money, business credit cards. We have banking relationships, insurance, everything that you need as financially as a business owner. And as far as coaching and everything else, we offer as one package to take care of you and arm you with everything you need. Now, that's what I'm excited about today. I'm going to give you one more tool in your financial arsenal that will allow you to do something that very few business owners are doing right now. Now, this is the future, and I just want you to bookmark this video because your boy Stewman's here early in the game as always, right? I didn't come up with this, but I'm damn sure adopting it early. So, if you're familiar with Bitcoin, you would know that today, I believe Bitcoin, thought I had my phone in my back pocket. I think Bitcoin is at $112,000 per Bitcoin as of today in 2025, June 10th of 2025. Now, why do I say that? Because if you go to a bank right now and you say, I have $1 million worth of Bitcoin, they're going to say, good for you. What do you want? You say, well, I would like to get a loan against my Bitcoin. The bank's going to say, just sell your Bitcoin. But the problem, if you are in the Bitcoin business, if you own Bitcoin like I do, I don't want to sell it. Because when I bought it, it was $17,000 and it's $112,000 right now. And that was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Why the hell would I sell it? Right? Because if I sell it, then I'm taken out. I've got to go buy back in at 113, 114 possibly. You know, so I don't want to sell it. But it becomes somewhat of a useless asset. You know, yes, you can buy things with Bitcoin and you can make deals with Bitcoin, but very few people are able to leverage it. Now, I know people have been talking about doing Bitcoin-backed mortgages and stuff like that. And on rare special occasions, some people have been able to collateralize Bitcoin. But now we have a way to cross-collateralize Bitcoin, which will then make it real and put it on your balance sheet. I'll explain in a minute. And then get you cash without having to sell your Bitcoin, okay? So let me walk you through this process. Let's say that you own, and we're going to use small numbers, big numbers, whatever you consider. We're just going to use round numbers here. Let's say that you own $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, a little less than one Bitcoin in today's society. Well, let's say that you've got a project and you want $50,000 for that project. It's another investment, something that you need materials for your business, whatever the case may be. So you go and you sell 0.5 of your Bitcoin, 0.5 of your Bitcoin, and you got 50K in Bitcoin that's growing, and then you got 50K in cash that's not growing, right? So, but you had to sell your Bitcoin. You no longer own the whole asset. Well, with our process, we will collateralize your Bitcoin and loan against it up to 70%. Loan to value. What does that mean? That means that if you have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, we can loan you up to $70,000 in cash. This process is real simple. You take the Bitcoin, you send it to another wallet, new login, new place, totally protected, secure. You get to monitor it. You get to do everything but sell it or transfer it. We sit it there, hold it. You can see it, watch it grow, still own it. Every week you make small interest payments on the amount of money that you borrowed. You got the cash up front. At any point the project's over, you want to pay the cash in there, you can get your Bitcoin back, move it to another wallet, or leave it into our system here. What that does, though, is once we give you a loan collateralized against Bitcoin, then what happens is now it's real and can go on your balance sheet because it's debt. Think about that. So if you're going to give an asset balance sheet to your lender or to your CPA or whatever the case may be, and you are looking to get a loan, and so you want it to be as much as possible, and you got $1 million in Bitcoin that you can't put to the bottom line that you bought with business money that you have sitting in a savings account growing, but you can't put it to the bottom line. Now with $700,000 debt against it, that $1 million asset leveraged at $700,000 becomes real and goes on your balance sheet because it's debt. Okay, so now let's think about this though. This is where you can get creative. Now, what I'm about to say, I don't recommend. Shit's risky. And you play your own game. I'm just giving you an outline of what's possible. What you do with this information is up to you. Don't you come back to me. I got a lawyer. Don't come back to me, okay? But let's say that you've got $10,000 a week that you get on your paycheck, okay? So let's say if you're an entrepreneur, your income right now is $10,000 a week. Well, and let's say that you want to buy some Bitcoin. So 10% you're buying in Bitcoin. So you're buying $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and it's just sitting there, right? It's just like a savings account. It's not doing anything, just watching it. Diamond hands are starting to get cold, right? All those things. Well, this is what typically happens. People buy and buy and buy. And over a period of time, in this case, 12 months, you'd have, 12% of a Bitcoin, if we're using round numbers. And, 10 years, you'd own a full Bitcoin at this rate, right? So, I'm sorry, you'd own a half a Bitcoin. $1,000 a week, you'd own a half a Bitcoin at the end of the year. So every 2 years, right now's base, you have a Bitcoin. Well, here's a way to leverage it. What if you bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and you took out $7K cash against it? Now you're spending the cash for whatever you need. The Bitcoin's over here going up, right? It goes down. And listen, if it goes down, if we have a black swan moment where Bitcoin goes from 100 to 70 or some shit, sometimes it happens. Yes, you got a margin call. You got to give your money back. Could be a situation. But Bitcoin overall is pretty steady and pretty stable, which is why people are loaning against it. It might fluctuate $5,000 or $10,000 at that size in a day, but that's no different than Berkshire Hathaway stock A on some days as well, Class A shares. But for the most part, we know Bitcoin is probably going to go to $250,000 to $1 million at some point. Peter Schiff, who's made some really interesting posts on Twitter lately, so I hate even quoting him, but Peter Schiff, who is one of the most prolific Bitcoin buyers, is hell-bent on it going to $1 million. We'll see. But if that's the case, if every week I'm getting $7K cash, okay, making small interest payments, getting $7,000 cash, but I'm getting $10K in Bitcoin every single week. And Bitcoin at the start of the year is 112. At the end of the year, let's say it's 120, 130. So it's nothing huge, no big dramatic upside to that, but it's grown consistently. Well, now all of a sudden you can leverage back against that. So now if it was $10,000, it's the equivalent as if you're making $12,000, so you get 8K or whatever that number works out to be. So you can use this as OPM. And here's the best part, it's debt. So now you put your money over there, savings account into Bitcoin, borrow against it, it's debt. You're using that money, it's debt, just like finance, just like a mortgage, just like a credit card. You don't get taxed on debt. And now you can leverage Bitcoin. So let's say that you own $200,000 worth of Bitcoin and you want to get a hard money loan, fix and flip, or you want to acquire a storage facility down there. You can't do nothing with the Bitcoin. You don't want to sell it. Well, now you can at least get $130,000, $140,000 in cash from that to put into the deal without losing your stuff. Deal pays off, cash flow comes back, makes interest payments. You get your Bitcoin back when you want. This is the future of lending. And that's what we're focused on here at Closer Capital. Not just Bitcoin, but solving all the financial problems that entrepreneurs have. Like, I got Bitcoin, can't use it, problem solved. I need a line of credit, nobody will loan me money, problem solved. I need working capital, I want to acquire a business, I want to do a fix and flip, need cheaper insurance, need my credit repair. We are trying our damnedest to become the solution to everything, because I've worked as an entrepreneur for 23 years. And in 23 years as an entrepreneur, I have had to go through trial and error of who's the best at this, who's the worst at this, how do I get connected at this, how do I become a resource for this? And now, because of that, we get to use this company, my connections, our resources for everything you need. So if you want a business loan, if you own Bitcoin, you want to talk about this, then you can call Linda, her number's below, talk to her. If you're somebody that prefers to talk to artificial intelligence, you can apply at closercap.com, or you can get in touch with us on our website, closercap.com, and we'll reach out to you. Look forward to helping you. And now we can make your Bitcoin allocation a real asset with real debt and a tax mechanism that very few lenders out there are using. This is how we get ahead. See you on the next video.